You're listening to Music Tectonics.
Welcome back to Music Tectonics, where we go beneath the surface of music and tech. I'm your host, Dmitri. I'm also the founder and CEO of Rock, Paper, Scissors, the PR firm that specializes in music, tech, and innovation. And today I'm at the NAAM show in Anaheim, California. The NAAM show, probably many of you probably know, is the big convention for musical instrument companies and music making apps and software, plugins, virtual instruments, microphones, professional audio, all that kind of stuff. And I'm sitting here under palm trees in Anaheim. It's not hot, but it's not cold. It's probably in the lower 70s. It's a beautiful day. There's so much energy at the NAAM show. Lots of people come to sell, to meet with distributors, but also a lot of artists themselves are walking through the halls trying to find the latest equipment and check it out. But I'm not doing a lot of interviews from NAAM this year, but I met somebody that I thought would be really fun to bring onto the podcast and talk to us about what he's working on. His name is Scott Sugino. He's the president and CEO at Yamaha Music Innovations. And they're launching a new venture capital fund that I thought our listeners would love to hear about because it's tied to the musical instrument world, which is super interesting, but it's not solely there. We're going to hear more about that. Hey, Scott, thanks for being here.
Thank you very much for having me.
Yeah, this is fun. I'm glad we get to sit out here in the beautiful weather and talk together.
Exactly. It's a really fun day today in NAAM show.
So tell us about Yamaha's new corporate venture capital fund. What's the mission and what are you hoping to do with it?
Yes, and mission is in short, it's transformation of our corporate. We have been selling piano guitar for more than 100 years, but now we have to evolve from just box movers to more like a solution provider of a music ecosystem. I hope, yes, I'm sometimes hearing music is too hard to invest. Yes, from the pure VC perspective, that could be true. But when it comes to our perspective, we have a strong tie and assets in the music industry. We might challenge that biggest program in music ecosystems. That's my hope.
You've obviously been listening to the podcast, huh?
Of course, of course.
Yeah, so you know this context of some of this conversation that's happening about the music investment space. So it's really, I think that's why I wanted you here. It's really interesting to hear your perspective and why you're doing this. So let's get to it. What are the categories of investment that you're hoping to make?
Right, I think we now defining basically 3 boxes. One is more like an artist, musician side, and where label, copyright, AI to assess them. That's one area we would like to do that. But on the other side, it's like a fan and audience is existing. We do think different styles of listening or enjoying music is happening, like some listen music in Discord and fan community and such. Also, technology helps audience and fan to even create music from their side. That's another one. So, and plus some platform where artists and fan would meet up, like a streaming services, some platform is also evolving. That 3 boxes we are looking for as a top priority. But not only that, besides music, we see entertainment, media, well-being, education should be cross-style with the music. So I'm also going to explore that area too.
Wow, that's cool. So on the artist side, the creation, but on the fan side too. And then these other areas that are kind of in the, like music could envelop, music can wrap its arms around as well.
Exactly, totally.
So, I mean, this is kind of blowing my mind a little bit because I think most people would assume if Yamaha, the musical instrument company, was going to invest, they might invest in something that's very close to what they're already doing. Hardware, gear, things that integrate easily with that. But you're really getting wider than that. How do these categories fit in with what Yamaha already does?
Yes, look, Yamaha is lucky we have got a number 1 player in musical instrument. We have got 50% market share in digital piano and such. This aim or objectives for us is to even expanding the music market. As number of artists and people starts playing music, number of people keeps playing music. Actually, it is not easy. Then that will benefit to our existing business too. So like TikTok, actually I think it's double or triple for actually dances. I'm looking for the music version of that. If we could double or triple the who plays music, who enjoys music, we could sell more piano in the end of the day.
You're telling me that you want to invest in these sort of parallel and complementary music-related things because you want to grow the market.
Exactly, totally, yes, sir.
Because that would grow the market for Yamaha as well.
Yeah, in the end of the day, yes.
That's like the snake eating the elephant, right?
Yeah, exactly.
It's a very large snake, though. You said you already have 50% market of digital pianos, so you're a big snake. But there's so many possibilities.
Yeah, indeed, yes.
So once you get these investments, how should these portfolio company goals relate to Yamaha as a brand? Like, we've talked to other investors on the podcast and at the Music Tectonics conference, and we hear about strategic investors. So I'm curious to hear a little bit more about, like, what will this look like once you make those investments?
Yes, and I'm looking this way from different angle. Not simply just asking to portfolio companies to relate to us. And first of all, we should contribute to them. First of all, maybe the clear example is we have got one of the biggest customer database of musicians and students. We have got 6 million membership globally. I think we can just introduce portfolio services into our existing customers. First of all, we want them to grow. We want really impact musical world and students and artists and such. Let's discuss after that what we can do.
Yeah, that's really cool. So it's not like they have to have a direct connection, but if they do, you can link them together.
Yeah, exactly, totally.
Yeah, super cool. Let's widen out a little bit, because now that you have this hat that you're wearing to do this investment, I'm sure you're looking at a lot of opportunities. What trends are you keeping an eye on in music, especially as you lead Yamaha's charge into this broader set, working with startups?
Yes, and first of all, I have been a little bit blown away, and a lot of musical culture has been diversified. And I'm seeing a lot of African local streaming services. For example, AudioMac. I'm seeing similar companies like in India and South Africa and China, Southeast Asia. Yamaha, as being as number one musical instrument manufacturer, we kind of pretending we do understand all of them, but it's not reality. So we really need to have a deep understanding by collaborating with such an interesting guys. And so that's first thing. Besides technology, I was blown away for a lot of musical culture is even ongoing right now. That's a trend.
Yeah. Are there more trends that you're keeping an eye on as well?
Yeah, sure, yes. And I kind of have a small hesitation to say AI easily. But yes, and it's, a little bit, lot of changes happening in every 3 boxes I mentioned. Label, copyright, that's a classic business. Right now, it could have changed. Not 2030, not 2020, right now. So that's something I cannot escape from anyways.
Yeah, that's interesting that now that you're thinking a little more broadly, you have to dive into the record label world and sort of just understand a little bit how the larger technological shifts will impact that. Because I guess if you do make investments, there may end up be conversations about AI and what that means for copyright and things like that.
Exactly. So that's totally one crucial area that we have to. That fundamentally, I think we as Yamaha and myself seeing as one of biggest social issues. The thing is, young artists cannot really make money in music industry. Only limited people can do this. Okay, we have to be really responsible to foster and promote young people to run music. Maybe one day you could become a musician. Maybe thanks to new type of label, copyright, that might able to connect the artist and fan directly, not going through classic traditional label things. That's a way how we expect some changes in this segment and how we want to help society and artists.
I need to take a quick break from this interview for an announcement, and then we'll be right back.
Are you ready for the first Seismic Activity online event of 2025? Join us on Zoom January 29th at 10 a.m. Pacific, 1 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. UK time for How to Scale Up, How I Sold It. What do founders in music and media tech need to know about making a successful exit? Find out from experienced startup founders how to design your exit strategy, when to seek acquisition, and what to do next. We'll be joined by experts Paul Anthony Troiano and Jeff Ponchik. We're kicking off the year with a bang, and this is an event you won't want to miss. Head on over to musictectonics.com to register for the event and learn more about our free online monthly event series. Will I see you there?
Okay, we're back, and let's jump back into our interview with Scott from Yamaha at NAAM. Scott, I'm curious, from your perspective working at Yamaha, you have a unique viewpoint. What do you see in the musical instrument or the larger music industry that maybe I wouldn't see because I'm not from Yamaha?
Right. First of all, we might say we are a very old company. We have been selling piano more than 130 years.
Whoa.
And plus, not only acoustic piano, we do have digital equipment technology and some hybrid products in between. And plus, we have got a lot of musical instruments and also audio equipment that covers. That's such a wide range we have covered.
Wow, very interesting, yeah. And so what does that make you think about the overall music industry from that seat?
Right, yes. And in today, it's really difficult to define what's a good sound for artists. This is a uniqueness for us. We have got a lot of expertise, also very senior experienced craftsman workshop, where good sound, what kind of sound are your keys wants? We cannot define it, we cannot talk like in numbers. We have to really understand the music. When it comes to understand good sound music, 130 years experience we can utilize from Yamaha perspective.
Yeah, I think it's interesting, the history of the company, having such a long history, going from acoustic to hybrid to digital. But also I think that perspective, I mean, I've always heard America's such a young country in itself. And Japan is not a young country, so you have this broader expanse, and I'm interested to hear about the craftsmanship too, because you think about traditional Japanese furniture or architecture, things like that, probably has an impact as well.
Exactly. We even used to manufacture furniture actually. It's because it's related to wood, and also it's kind of benefited from our Japanese kind of work market. We don't really change in companies every 3 to 5 years, like most of some Americans do typically. Typically, our craftsmanship and engineering enters Yamaha at 20 years old. They keep working more than 40 years. That kind of experience and practice keep on going on is really quite helping us to really have an understanding of the good sound music.
That's a really good point. So let's go into the future. What can we expect from Yamaha in the next 5 years?
Exactly. In the beginning, I mentioned our mission is transformation. Now we just transforming Yamaha. Okay, we keep producing new good products, but we drastically transform our mindset to customer first, musicians first. When it comes to musician perspective, and they require not only hardware, they do need services, solutions to create music. A lot of technology they needed. So we would even transform our business model, how we offer and contribute and helping musicians, not just providing good products.
I guess that's your mission at Yamaha Music Innovations. You're like the innovation lab, huh?
Exactly, totally, yes.
Excellent. So how has it been to attend NAAM this year? Have you run across anything that excites you personally, especially now that we know you're a hip hop artist?
Yes, and first of all, I just enjoying the sun, such an energy out here. For me, it's such a treat working for Yamaha, and every year comes I can enjoy this. But I'm really happy to see everybody smiling, enjoying music. Not some people are saying AI first. I was happy about not seeing that. Like I was saying, very happy to see people join music and passionate about it. So very excited.
It's the energy, huh?
Exactly, so excited. Of course, the AI could behind the scene and help them do that, but the priority should be there.
I wonder if that's partly NAAM. NAAM's been around for decades and decades, and maybe there's some other places where the AI developers are gathering and things like that. Do you think that's some of what's happening?
Yeah, exactly. I think so. That definitely. But I think some uniqueness in NAAM is still music still remains the center point. rather than technology.
Yes. And, you know, sometimes I walk around NAMM and I hear some smooth jazz or some kind of classic rock or almost like 80s rock, and I think this is a specific demographic of people, but, you know, we have a booth here at NAMM and we see people come by. There's a lot of young people here too. It's pretty diverse.
Exactly, that's the point, and I think that's an important point for us for music ecosystem totally. You know, Dmitri, have you been to Top Golf? That's an entertainment facility from Caraway, no?
No, I know about it, but I've never been.
Oh, they don't have any serious golfer in there. So
They don't have what?
any serious golf player, more like in a family, beginners. They're in very smart way in expanding golf industry for newcomers. That should something we make it happen. I'm feeling some possibility to doing here, looking at young kids and family and also hanging out in NAMM show.
I love that perspective about growing the market. It sounds like it's key to your thesis as an investor, but it also sounds like it's resonating with you personally as you come to this event and see what's happening.
Yeah, totally. And I always believe life is better with music always for everybody.
Life is definitely better with music. Scott, this has been great. Thanks for joining me on the podcast and sitting down with me here under the palm trees in Anaheim, California.
Thank you, Matt. Thank you very much, Dmitri.
I am just back from NAMM, and I had a great time. It was really fun getting to know Scott and doing all sorts of networking and meeting folks there at the NAMM convention, the NAMM show, as they call it. But Jade Prieboy from our team is just back from CES, and he's got a report on that as well. So let's go to that now.
Hey, everybody. This is Tristra, Chief Strategy Officer at Rock, Paper, Scissors, and I get to have a lot of fun today, and I hope you'll have fun too, because I am talking with Jade Prieboy. Hello, our new businessman.
New business manager.
And Jade came back recently from CES, the Consumer Electronics Show in Las Vegas, right?
Yeah.
Okay, and so he is not keeping what happened in Vegas. He's bringing it to us now. So Jade, what were some of the most exciting things you encountered at CES? I mean, you're really into music tech. You're a musician yourself and a producer. What really got you interested and excited?
Thanks for asking. Yeah, there was a ton of stuff. First of all, if you've ever been to CES, you know that it's one of the most logistically hectic events that can possibly exist. There are hundreds of thousands of people there.
Wow.
And there are many different convention centers and ballrooms that are packed with exhibitors. So unless you had a team of 10 people there for the whole week, you can't really see it all.
That's kind of wild. So how did you pick and choose?
So the one experience that I had there that I waited in line for was to experience this Dyn Audio Symphony Opus 1. It is a new surround sound speaker, but it's a sound bar.
Oh, interesting.
And it has the company Dyn Audio. They build all their own drivers. They have it's got to have some type of AI software in it to understand where you are positioned in the room, and so it's not from just it's one sound bar with like 20 speakers in it.
Interesting.
And it throws the sound around you and it bounces sound off the room, so it's really immersive. They showed a clip of the new Mission Impossible movie, and it was like incredible. It was really hard to describe, but it was a full surround sound experience with coming from a sound bar. It was pretty incredible, and it was beautifully designed as well. It was it looked like an elegant piece of furniture.
Oh,
not something
nice.
you'd want to hide.
Nice.
So that was really cool.
Amazing. All right. What else did you experience?
Yeah, I'm going to run through a couple different companies that I had good conversations with. And just kind of describe what they were up to. This company, Naxa Electronics, they're working on like vintage looking record players.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, but they're new. And
Nice.
they have other like Bluetooth capabilities and that kind of thing. But just the retro styling was fantastic. There was also, Crosley was there with their group of record players. So as you know, vinyl has been huge. CDs are huge. Everything's coming back in the physical music space. So.
And the design aesthetic has this kind of space. It's sort of like the retro futurist kind of vibe. I really love it. So We Are Rewind, one of our RPS clients, also has that amazing design aesthetic. How neat. Okay, what else you got?
Yeah. there was a cool company called Valerian, which is one of the biggest raises on Kickstarter in 2024, and they're building a really sleek projector.
Oh, interesting.
It looked amazing. I would really be interested in having this in my home, but they're expensive.
to go with your fancy soundbar.
Yeah, exactly. Speaking of crowdfunding, I also connected with some folks at GelUp, which they're like a dedicated marketing partner for Kickstarter. And so they help folks on Kickstarter with marketing services to help reach the funding goal. I also got connected to some folks at Kickstarter. So
yeah,
that was really cool.
That's awesome. And we've recently had a great episode detailing sort of the current state of Kickstarter for music tech and hardware, I think specifically. So yeah.
New form functions for instruments is huge on my radar. It was cool. Like it was a good experience.
All right, and I'm sure we'll hear a lot more about that at NAAM. But all right, so tell us, what else did you experience that you thought was really intriguing?
Yeah. There's some other stuff that caught my eye. I mean, this company Gemini, they had their big party speakers floating in a pool there.
Oh wow!
And so that was fun. That was
Dmitri, I think we might need these for Music Tectonics.
Yeah, you can just chuck these huge PA speakers right in the pool.
That's incredible.
It was awesome, and they have all these LED lights on them and stuff. That was cool. So that's Gemini.
Floaty, flashy speakers. Amazing. So it sounds like speakers, like there's some interesting things going on in speakers.
I'm interested in it, and there was,
that aren't just like voice command, like, hey, device, do something, and then, the device does the thing you didn't want.
Yeah.
Yeah. This sounds really interesting.
Yeah. There's run into some folks at Blackstar, which they're ex-Marshall audio engineers.
Oh, interesting.
Working on the tiniest speaker you've seen. Super thin, like almost as thin as a playing card. But they're looking to integrate this into televisions and that kind of thing.
But you could also, just imagine the cool experiences you could create by pairing or, multiplying these and sticking them to a wall. Or it sounds really interesting. Do they have their own battery inside, or do they have to be powered?
They have to be powered.
Oh, okay.
But they manufacture it. Blackstars, look them up. They're cool. Nice. They got a lot going on. This was also super interesting in the music space. This company Kit Better, they're creating it's a new album. I mean, there hasn't been physical music sales are up. There hasn't been a real innovation or real consumer facing product that people want. That is a new, form factor in the physical music space.
Yeah, people have tried with everything from download cards to little, almost like Funko style figurines and things like that. But I think we actually had some folks from Kit Better at Music Tectonics last year, and I think they've been on the podcast a little bit.
Yeah, the amazing packaging, super interesting. I mean, it's stuff that it's a package, and it's a unique shape, and it's related to the artist. Like there was one that was a little coffin, and just that alone was like, oh, I want to put jewelry in that. And then you open it and there's, access to the music and downloads and everything, but then there's photos and liner notes. And it felt like something, it was a high quality product. It just felt good to hold. And it's like, I could see this being something that people are really, music fans would be into in terms of what else can I collect besides albums?
Amazing.
Kind of switching gears here, the NVIDIA keynote was really focused on AI agents being the next big thing for AI.
AKA chatbots, for those of you not into the agent speak.
Right. Well, but chatbots that can do things.
Yeah.
Like you could make an AI agent go on Twitter and have its own opinion.
Oh boy.
And
that's just what the world needs now. I think that's already happening, Jade.
Yeah, exactly. But
the rabbit tried to bring to the world, but it kind of, floundered a little bit. That was the sort of sales pitch for a lot of AI devices. They'd be sort of like smart assistants that would do things for you.
Yeah. I mean, the ability for them to do things for you is really interesting to me. I mean, the technology from my understanding exists right now where you could create an agent that found the best deals on flights and was always searching for flight deals.
Oh, interesting.
And then actually can buy the flight when it sees the best deal.
You're like, great, now I have 50 tickets to Omaha. No, because technology always works perfectly. So stop your cynicism, Tristra.
Yeah. I mean, it's interesting. I mean, I interact with some of these AI agents on Twitter and I can ask them questions and they can provide an answer.
Interesting answers.
Interesting answer. I mean, you can send them a picture and say, hey, we analyze this for me? And they'll say, oh, this looks like this or that.
There are now, I think, also agents that can do things like, geolocate. Like and law enforcement's already using this, like look at a picture and basically give them a really good idea where it was taken.
Yeah.
Just by looking at the details.
Yeah.
So
there's I have a business card here from a company called Coder that is working on, it says the world's first multi-agent coding team. I mean, they can help with development. I'm really interested in AI agents just in researching this on my personal world. So I saw clearly a lot more to learn, but very interested in the space.
What do you think? Should we have an agent that just plays, like if someone happens to say a couple lines from a song, that just plays the song that you just said the lyrics from? That wouldn't be annoying at all.
No, that wouldn't be annoying.
Okay. You've got some really wild and woolly stuff too. So I want to make sure, we don't have a ton of time left, Jade. I want to make sure we hit some of the crazier, cooler stuff you saw at CES that's not music related.
Yeah. There's a company in Indiana that's had videos of them flying a car around some cornfields.
Wow.
That company, it's called Leo Flight.
So
this
finally,
picture I'm holding in my hand here literally has a couple James Bond level prototypes of flying cars. Flying cars are always a thing at CES. But this one, I have yet to see a video of someone in a flying car flying it around.
Wow. Are we sure it's not like the Nikola kind of truck that someone kind of pushed to make the video? I mean, is this the real deal?
It's the real deal.
Oh, amazing.
Yeah. So they're based in Indiana. That was cool to connect with some Hoosiers there.
Yeah.
So, I mean, CES, in terms of like the value that's there, you can connect with a ton of folks. You can go all the way to Vegas to connect with someone in your hometown that you didn't know was there. Or you can connect with, the possibilities for doing international business and making connections there are huge. I mean, I met with someone who has an asset management company, and he's Chinese, and he's like, this is the place for Americans to do business with Chinese companies.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah.
I mean, I know that CES often has like a whole dungeon filled with like, here are all of the sensor people from China and all these like supply chain related things.
Exactly.
So that must be kind of, I guess if you were going to deeply nerd out there, that would be another interesting place to explore. Like, what are the latest, weirdest little tiny sensors that you could put in a small device? That could be relevant to music tech too.
Absolutely. So that's my takeaways I have from these cards and the folks I met.
So
I was only there for like a day
killer
or two.
Speakers and flying cars. I mean, this sounds like this is the future that we were promised, right?
Yeah, flying cars with built-in immersive sound.
There we go.
An AI agent that can create beats for you with a voice command.
There we go.
And
meanwhile, you have your beautiful heavyweight vinyl of Bitches Brew playing.
Yep. Exactly.
Somewhere.
In the back. That's integrated into the flying car, actually. Just a record player.
Love it.
That's what like retrofuturism was all about, isn't it? It's like it's like in the 50s where they imagined the future, people like living in space, like listening to vinyl records.
Yeah.
Like
and
that's coming
smoking
true.
And and women are still wearing aprons. All right. On that great note, thank you so much, Jade, for a very quick intro to the wild world of CES and your experience there this year.
Thanks, Tristra.
All right.
I would recommend everyone attend CES. It's a great event. I would put it on the level of South by. If you're a fan of South by, I understand if you don't want to go to Vegas, but it's 2 days in Vegas. You can do it. You can do it.
You can do it, friends. All right. Thanks, Jade.
Thanks, Tristra.
Thanks for listening to Music Tectonics. If you like what you hear, please subscribe on your favorite podcast app. We have new episodes for you every week. Did you know we do free monthly online events that you, our lovely podcast listeners, can join? Find out more at musictectonics.com. And while you're there, look for the latest about our annual conference and sign up for our newsletter to get updates. Everything we do explores the seismic shifts that shake up music and technology, the way the Earth's tectonic plates cause quakes and make mountains. Connect with Music Tectonics on Twitter, Instagram, and LinkedIn. That's my favorite platform. Connect with me, Dmitri Vitsa, if you can spell it. We'll be back again next week, if not sooner.
You're listening to Music Tectonics.